We are now taking your plant and garden questions.
The number to call, 608-270-9933. Lisa Briggs is live at the Bruce Company. Hi, Lisa.
Hi there, guys. How are you?
What was it? That plant you were hiding behind?
What were you holding up before we came to
This
you?
was, this is a lantana on a stick, as I like to say. It's an annual, you use them a lot in window boxes in super sunny spots, but this one has been trained to be on a stick because in Florida, these things run amok.
Yeah, they do. They're
Here,
everywhere.
Not so much.
Beautiful.
They are everywhere.
All
yeah.
right. Let's go to the phones. We'll start with Dennis in Belleville. Hi, Dennis.
Good afternoon. Lisa, question for you is we pruned our blueberries in January. We brought some of the clippings inside and put them in water in a vase, and they greened up and they have blossoms right now, but no root structure. Are they going to survive with no root structure?
They will not survive if you plant them until they develop roots. What you might want to do is stop in and get a little rooting hormone and put that in the water and see if that gets some roots to develop.
Okay.
All right, good luck to you. Let's go to Roger in Verona. Hi, Roger. What's your question?
Okay, I planted 8 daffodil bulbs about 3 years ago now. This year, there's 14 flowers come up. I know I'm supposed to divide them up. When do I do that, and how do I do it?
So when you can move daffodils is after they've flowered and you let the foliage come up and dry back and get kind of yellow. And at that point, you can dig them out and move them or dig them out and let them be dormant inside in a cool, dry, airy place and then replant in the fall. However, daffodils tend to naturalize. They tend to increase as they get older as opposed to like tulips that kind of decrease. So you might not need to divide them up for their health unless you want to split them up and move them around and make new colonies of daffodils.
That's interesting. That is interesting. They multiply.
They do multiply. We call it naturalizing.
Okay, I'm sorry. All right, let's go to Levon. Let's go to Levon in Madison. Hi, what's your question?
I want to know when is the best time to move bleeding hearts from one area to another?
Okay, so your bleeding hearts are coming up and they're going to flower right away. So you don't want to do it now. What you want to do is wait until they go dormant, so they start to die back a little bit, and at that point you can dig them up and move them to another shady spot.
Yep, mine are coming up.
Oh yeah, that's great. Let's go to...
Mine are coming up too.
We lost that call.
Did we lose Wendy in Wisconsin Dells? Let's try for Cindy in Madison. Hi, Cindy, are you there?
Hi, Cindy, you there? Cindy, you there?
I am.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I am.
What's your question?
Yes, I am.
What's your question, Cindy?
How about we ask the question for you?
Cindy hung up. She had many roses in large containers, already have holes after days from animals. How to protect them?
So if she got some, like for Valentine's Day or something, and they have holes from animals, she needs to use a repellent. So some kind of scent repellent, either that or a kind of barrier, like if she's got them planted in the ground, like a little fence or something to keep the animals away until there's a lot happening in the garden, and then they tend to be less, they don't glom onto one plant. So scent repellents are the way to go.
Okay, sorry about that, Cindy.
Let's go to Tim in Baraboo. Hi, Tim.
Hi.
Hi, what's your question?
Yeah, I just wondered when the best time to transplant my hostas. They're just coming up out of the ground now.
You can do them now. Dig them out. Make sure your shovel is sharp. Dig up the clump, lay it on its side, and take a sharp, flat-bladed shovel and just cut them in half or in quarters, and then move them around. You will expect, though, that they're not going to do a lot of increasing. They probably won't be their normal size for the next couple years while they reestablish themselves.
All right, very good. Let's go to Kurt in Columbus. Hi, Kurt. What's your question?
Creeping Charlie throughout my yard. I bought my house a couple years ago, and I want to know the best way and best time to apply a chemical to the yard. I see triclopyr and dicamba, and so I just want to hear someone say, do this time of year. Does it need to be wet or not, etc.?
The wet part, and the temperature part depends on the chemical that you're using. But I can say Creeping Charlie generally takes 3 applications. So either spring, fall, spring, or fall, spring, fall. The time to hit it in the spring is as they're flowering, and the time to hit it in the fall is as they're going dormant, so that color goes from dark green and it sort of deepens and maybe gets a little bit of a red cast to it. Then the plant will be taking the chemical into the root structure, and that will help. But you need to hit it 3 times. If it's in your garden beds, though, that's a little different, because if you're spraying something on there, it's going to damage other plants. So be really careful if it's in your garden beds.
Yeah, it's a rough one to get rid of. All right.
It is difficult.
Thank you all for calling in. Thank you for your time, Lisa.
Thanks for inviting
You're
us to the
welcome.
greenhouse, Lisa. It looks so beautiful in there. Oh, wow.
Stop and see us in person.
Yes.
We will. All right. Well, the final check of your forecast coming up.